Here we are, Sunday, quarantine cocktail show, day, are you ready for it? 43. So what I just realized, I'm not trying to wish away my week, but that means next Sunday, it'll be day 50. I don't know who's crazier, us for doing this show every night, or for all of you to continue to watch. So a couple nights ago, and what I mean by that is I've lost entire track of time, and it could have been 5 minutes ago, but I'm pretty sure it was last night. Shelby and I actually went back and watched the very first episode. Yeah, I air quoted. Very first episode of the Quarantine Cocktail Show, which wasn't named at the time, which was not the first one. It just happened to be the first one. It wasn't named at all, and it was. I mean, they're bad. I mean, my God, I love that you all watch, but they're horrible. But the first one, oh my God, I can't believe people came back to watch the second one. Anyway, as we sat and watched at it, and we're laughing at it, of course, drinking, Shelby said, "You know, what are you going to do tomorrow?" I said, "I don't know. I'm starting to get." She said, "How about Hemingway? You haven't done. Is there a cocktail that was just purely Hemingway?" I said, "There was." She said, "Do it." And by God, it's Sunday. Let's talk about Papa. Come on, everybody. It's a Quarantine Cocktail Show. Blue Monkey Quarantine, welcome. We love you. Never mind that little claw that, we work here. We work hard, people. And fruits of our labors, or I don't know, labor of our fruits. But anyway, we're not making this tonight. My golly. They're delicious. Anyway, so let's talk about Papa. We're talking about Ernest Hemingway. I mean, we've done so many drinks that have kind of touched Ernest Hemingway. I thought we'd just take a Sunday. And look, I don't know everything about Ernest Hemingway. Honest to God, all truth here. Don't remember many of his books in high school. I remember I was forced to read A Farewell to Arms. And I know recently, Shelby and I, we did a Key West visit. And we were actually visited his home. And until this Quarantine Cocktail Show, and reading and kind of every night looking up a drink and all that, seeing his life, I've never appreciated it more. So what I'm about to talk about tonight is like the hillbilly guide to Ernest Hemingway. All right, I mean this is like scratch the surface, but just a few things to know about him. All right, so first of all, everybody knows he was an author, a novelist, right? I mean, amazing. But I don't know if you realize it was at 16 when he first started writing. I mean, that's like mind-blowing, right? So anyway, fast forward a little bit. He's an ambulance driver in World War I for the American Red Cross. Hello. That's where the story A Farewell to Arms came from. Forget about that. But he was an outdoorsman. He skied. He was a hunter. He was a fisherman. He bullfighting. I mean, he loved all of it. But don't think he didn't like his animals either, because, and I do remember this, but I don't think I realized it. He was a cat lover. He loved his cats. Max, I wish he could watch these. Max would be so happy. Max, of course, we have dogs and cats. Max has always been a cat man, though, and I love that. But Ernest Hemingway, first cat he got, Key West, Snowball. All right. But here's what's funny about Snowball. Snowball was a polydactyl. That's a cat with extra appendage, six instead of 5. And if you visit his homestead now that was in Key West, there's like 50 of them. And almost all of them are all polydactyls. Anyway, so here's the other thing that's amazing about this guy. So not only did he do all these crazy things, all right, born in the U.S., a lot of people forget about this, right, or don't know it. I don't know that. I know Illinois, of all places. For God's sakes, I'll fast forward. Grew up in Illinois all through high school, died in Idaho what the? And if you just knew that about him, you'd be like, but in between that, Paris, Pamplona, Madrid, Havana, Cuba, Key West. By the way, the one spot where he lived the most, Havana, Cuba, over 20 years. But here's the other neat thing about him. And I kind of look at my life, our life, Shelby, I'm pointing at it right now. You know, we have this idea that we don't ever want to just have like a home. We want to travel. And everywhere he went, he always went back. In other words, when he lived in Cuba, he didn't just live in Cuba. He still went back. He always went back to Pamplona for bullfighting. He, even in Key West, when he moved and lived there and had a home, it was for fishing. Like, he still went back to Cuba all the time. So, what have I really come to really learn about the man? The boy, Papa could drink, right? So, not only did he have his diehard favorites, right? By the way, we're talking about the Martini and the Negroni. And I don't think we've done a Negroni yet. So we'll get there, folks. Don't worry. We're going to, I know, and I'm getting it. So we got a special history about the Negroni because it is the one drink that Mr. Paul Masters has gotten into trouble. I've done it twice in public. And, well, those are some stories right there. But anyway, Martini and Negroni were his big drinks. But then he had all of these. We've already done Cuba Libre, right? Remember? That was a Papa drink. We also did the Papa Doble Daiquiri, so another one. And then he had his other drinks that were made special for him. They were called the Hemingway Gin Tonic and the Hemingway Tom Collins. Now, both of those were made special for him, typically pulling out sugar and adding things. He liked his coconut water. We'll get into some of those drinks if we have another 40 or 50 days. But anyway, and then the greatest part about him is he had these drinks that were tied to his novels, his books. And it wasn't like he wrote the novel and then created a drink, but he would describe these drinks. And of course, you know, when I'm reading The Farewell to Arms, I'm not even paying attention to the alcohol that's being talked about at the time. But to now see and read about this, he had the Montgomery Martini, which is the perfect martini. So Montgomery was a general named after, and he believed that he could always win a battle when it was 15-1, and that was the Montgomery. It was 15 parts vodka or gin to 1 part vermouth. That's a wickedly dry martini. And then we would have the Green Isle Special, the Jack Rose. So these are all other drinks that he incorporated into novels. Last part about him. Oh, yeah, that's what's missing. The lights.
Sorry.
It's okay. I thought tonight would be about 4 or 5 minutes, and here I am rambling. I'm getting another claw. So.
I think people are getting thirsty.
I'm going to make you drink, I swear to God. Last part, and here's where we go. Everybody knows all of his books, right? But they're all fictional. Sun Also Rises, Farewell to Arms, For Whom the Bell Tolls. But there's another book he wrote, and it was called Death in the Afternoon. It was not fiction, it was nonfiction. It was basically a guide to bullfighting. And it was written in the context of, if you've never been to a bullfight, read this book. If you've ever been to a bullfight, read this book. If you ever wanted to go to a bullfight, read this book. If you hate bullfighting, read this book. And it wasn't for the passion and the love of bullfighting. It really was truly a guidebook to it. And anyway, from that, he ended up creating a drink. And this is his cocktail. Now, it wasn't his favorite cocktail, but what I mean by his cocktail is he made this. And it was called Death in the Afternoon. Same time of that book that he wrote. And he was asked to submit it. He's living in Paris at the time. Well, again, he lived everywhere. He's back and forth to Paris, right? On the left bank. And he falls in love with absinthe. This is like his go-to. He's loving his drink. And he makes this drink. And we're going to do it right now. Hold on.
Nice sound.
Simple drink. Now, first you need absinthe. Now this is Ernest Hemingway style. He said all you need is 1 jigger of absinthe, which is 1.5 ounces. Remember all those glasses or cocktails we've done where I put a little in, swirl it, and then Shelby yells when I dump it out? This is not that drink. This is pure 1.5 ounce of the, oh, I missed a little there. Hold on, let me try it and see if I can get better here. Straight into a champagne flute, absinthe, 1.5 ounce. Then, again, Ernest Hemingway, his quote, 1 jigger of absinthe, and then you add chilled, ice cold champagne until you reach the perfect opalescent.
Isn't that a pretty color?
Which ends up at about another 4 ounces. Now, some people will tell you that you should add simple syrup to it. I will tell you this. No, no, no. He would never have done that. He was a diabetic. He hated sugar. Most of his drinks that he changed were to pull the sugar out. But it's got to be cold. Ice cold champagne. Matter of fact, he was known to actually take tennis ball cans, empty tennis ball cans, fill them with water, and he would actually use those as tubes of ice for drinks that he would make by the pitcher. Now, the only thing I'm going to say that we're going to add to this, though, is a really nice lemon rind, just for a little bit, because I will say that if you go and try to order this drink, they will not probably even make it like this, meaning this much of the absinthe, because it's such a strong drink. The other thing that they probably won't do if you go into a bar is they probably won't have emergency on hand. Emergency, thank you again for your 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C that you've given to us each and every day. I'm gonna give it a little sprinkle. Oh, and not sponsoring us. A little on top. Again, it's gonna work good with the citrus. Oh, perfect. That, my friends, that is your perfect death,
Listen to that.
quarantine style in the afternoon. Is that not a good looking drink? Now, it's a potent drink. Now, last part of his quote, 1 jigger of absinthe topped with ice cold champagne until you get the perfect opalescent, and again, like so it looks like an opal. And then he would suggest you do this. Drink 3 to 5 of these in the afternoon slowly. And that's what Shelby and I are going to do tonight. We're going to drink 3 to 5 of these.
We do have the whole bottle of champagne to get through, so. And I do like the
Oh.
Green Fairy.
It's actually surprisingly easy to drink. It's just got the bubbles are gone. The absinthe, along with killing your liver, kills all of the bubbles. But it's got a great anise flavor, and but it's fantastic. And then I will leave you with, he had so many great quotes. I will leave you with a very simple one. And something we've actually been doing for 43 days. And here's his quote. Drinking is a way of ending a day. True words, Papa, true words. And we've ended a lot of days with everybody. Now, I'm not saying this is a sad note. We're not done. For God's sakes, until the bar's open, we're going to keep doing this. But it's a Sunday, and Sunday's a time to reflect. So we're reflecting. And you know what? We've enjoyed ending each of our days with everybody. So we love you all. Cheers. Thanks for another quarantine cocktail show. I hope you're enjoying. We got some fun things for this week, sort of, kind of. I don't know. It's Sunday. I can't get. For God's sakes, you already caught me drinking a claw. Anyway, love you all. See you tomorrow night. I'm going to have 3 to 5 of these slowly. Good night.